Hello and thanks for taking a look at the Carbon Poker Review provided by Gambling666.com. Today we're going to be reviewing Carbon Poker, but before we get into the review, I want to let you know that you could get an exclusive deposit bonus if you're a new player on Carbon Poker. For the information on the deposit bonus for when you sign up, check out the details that should be right around where you see this video, and you'll be able to find some more information on Carbon Poker as well. So just take a look around Gambling666.com if you need any more information about Carbon Poker, the deposit code, bonus code, or information about any other sites. So now we're going to get into the actual review of Carbon Poker. You can see we're in the lobby where you can see their promotions are listed. They already are starting with the World Series of Poker packages that you'll start to see on pretty much every poker site around this time of the year, because it is coming up in, from the time of this video, it's coming up in a handful of months. So that's one of their promotions, and March Madness is starting tomorrow, so they have that promotion running as well. Now that's going to change if it's whatever sporting events coming up at the time that you're on Carbon Poker. It's going to change, of course. But you can see there are other more generic promotions that are going on pretty much all the time. You can see someone won the Babby jackpot for $302,000. This is the casino jackpot. Someone hit for $63,000. So you can see some huge payouts for the jackpots, both in a casino and a poker room, which is something that we'll talk about later on the poker room on Carbon Poker. But on the right, you may have seen the Babby jackpot flashing on the top. There it is. And then on the top, you should be able to see the ticker for the Babby jackpot as well. There it is. So you see how much it is now. It'll get much higher than that. If you lose the quad sevens, you'll be eligible for the Babby jackpot if you're playing at a real money cash game table or ring game, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna go over and look at the actual tables right now. I'm gonna filter by stakes, so you can get a feel for the range of games that they have available. They start off at 2 cent, 5 cent. I believe it's 5 cent, not 4 cent. 2 cent, 5 cent, and they go up to 50, 100. So there's some play money tables mixed in here, but there's some real money tables in here as well, as you see right here. So they don't have any super high stakes games. That's definitely not something that Carbon Poker would be noted for. Not their high stakes games or high stakes action at all. It's more of a site that's aimed towards mid stakes players and lower stakes players, which is going to be the vast majority of online poker players, at least for the beginning of anyone's online poker career. So I'm gonna see if I could filter out the play money games really quick. Filter, no play money, and that should be good for now. But we started off, like we said, 2 cent, 5 cent. I'm gonna open up a. We're gonna come back to actually look at the tables, but you can see all the different games that they have, and you can see how many people are playing. They're definitely not the biggest site out there, but they're not a site that's so small that you shouldn't be playing on them either. So Carbon Poker is definitely worth a look if you're playing online poker, because the games are softer than a lot of other sites, a lot easier to win some money, partially because of the casino, but just because they're not as well known. But Carbon Poker is going to be growing a bit soon, because there's some other poker rooms that are essentially moving onto Carbon Poker site, and all those players are going to be coming over. So it'll be getting much bigger. Now's a good time to join a Carbon Poker, because it's definitely a growing room. But that's cash games. You can see they have Omaha, they had pot limit, no limit, and fixed limit games on as far as Hold'em goes. Then they have Omaha, High Low, then Stud, 7 card and 7 card Stud High Low. They also have Raz and 5 card Stud, and it's a couple games that you're not going to see on every site, and all the different draw games that they offer. Badoogie, PokerStars is pretty much the only other site you're going to find Badoogie on, and a triple draw. So they do have a wide variety of games that they offer. So that's definitely something noteworthy about the site when it comes to the cash games. They have a whole lot to offer, but I'm not sure what that is. But we're gonna go over the tournaments right now, and they're 50,000. I believe it's, well, we'll see in a second here. We'll go to the guarantees if I can. See if I could go by. You can see a bunch of free rolls, but the biggest tournament, I believe, is 100,000, but it could be 50,000. That's weekly. So clearly, tournaments are not the main draw to Carbon Poker. Like I said before, it's more aimed towards mid-stakes grinder, mid-stakes cash game player. It's not a site where that you're going to be able to find too many tournaments at. Now, if you're a cash game player and you want to play an occasional tournament, it's perfectly fine. It's great for that, but it's just not a site uh, that's ideal for a pure tournament player. They're just not going to have enough running. Now, sit and goes, there's a bit more sit and goes running, as on any site. You can see here is a bunch that actually filled up at all different levels. They have a bunch of different types: fast, turbo, regular speed, short stack, deep stack. They have a whole bunch of different variety of sit and goes. So they have a bit more sit and go offerings than they do tournaments. But again, the cash games, the mid stakes cash games, are definitely going to be the main attraction when it comes to Carbon Poker. So we're going to go back over to the cash games, and you'll be able to take a look at what the tables actually look like. Of course, the tables are going to look the same in the cash games as they do in the uh, sit and goes and the tournaments, unless you alter the table to have it look however you'd like. So this is a bad beat table. You can show you really quick. If you look on where it says Statue of Liberty, it says bad beat right before it. So that's the way you'll identify whether or not a table is a bad beat table. If you're looking to hit the jackpot, you're going to, of course, have to be playing on these tables to be eligible. So now we have the table open. You can see what they look like. It says bad beat in the middle again. It has a bad beat ticker for how big it is in the top left. So you know exactly how big the bad beat jackpot is at any given time. So we'll let this hand play out. You'll be able to get a feel for how the gameplay is on Carbon Poker. I'd say it's quite smooth. It's very straightforward. There's not any overbearing or intimidating options on the site. There's nothing too confusing, nothing too out of the ordinary. You can see this is a 1-2 no limit hold'em game. We can let this one hand play out, so you can just see how the gameplay flows, how it works, and I'm trying to see what's going on here. It looks like it's a big blind. Just checked. All right, so we're just gonna we'll see this one hand. See it go the whole way through. So there's no really big avatars. They do have avatars, as you can see to the left of each player's name, with the default Carbon Poker ones on the bottom two players. But you could add your own avatar. Beyond that, it's nothing too extravagant. There's no big avatars or weird graphics or animations or anything like that. It's really basic when it comes to that. You're there to play poker, and that's what the focus is on. That's something a lot of players definitely appreciate. So we're watching a hand that actually has a bit of action in it. Okay, I lied, not anymore. But so that's what the tables look like. And of course, Carbon also has player reward programs where you'll be able to get cashback or entries into tournaments, and just points. You can see a $50,000 guarantee tournament that I did mention, and as I was talking about the points, you could use your VIP points. So the VIP points will be earned when you're playing. The more you play, the more you're going to earn. The higher limit games that you're playing, the more that you're going to earn. So when you're playing, you're going to be able to get rewards that can be used in the store for different items, be it electronics or clothing or things along that line. Or you could use them for tournament entries. You could even get certain cashback rewards, just cash directly credited to your Carbon Poker account. All of those are going to be options. So they definitely reward you for playing on Carbon Poker. You saw what it looked like. I mentioned that it's a great spot or a great site for mid-stakes players, cash game players. Sit and goes, they have a pretty wide variety. Tournaments aren't the focus, but they definitely have them available on some mid-range tournaments, $10,000 guarantees, things along those lines. So they have a lot of choices, and it's definitely an up-and-coming room that's going to have it's going to see a lot of growth soon when a few new rooms join in with Carbon Poker, and it's going to get a lot bigger. So check out the bonus details right by this review, and take a look around on gambling666.com, and thanks for taking a look at this Carbon Poker review.